Hey everyone, my name is Caswell Billings. Some of you all may know me, some of you all may not. Um, this is a video that I was wanting to share with you guys, just for you all to know a little bit more about me before my interview comes up. So starting off, right now I live in Bloomfield, but I'm originally from Bardstown. I went through the Nelson County school systems for most of my life. I went to Foster Heights and Old Kentucky Home Intermediate School, Old Kentucky Home Middle School, and then I went to Nelson County High School for 1 year. And then after my freshman year, I transferred to Thomas Nelson when that school first opened up, and I graduated there in 2015, and I was the second graduating class from that school, so that was pretty cool. I grew up playing sports, basketball, baseball, football, track, and I love sports. I've actually been in contact with Coach Peak at Thomas Nelson about joining his football staff next year. I am 1 year married to my wife, Rebecca. Well, it'll be 1 year in May. We have one dog, Coda. She's a Lab and Rottweiler mix. We currently have no kids, but my wife has 12 brothers and sisters, which are which 3 that are under the age of 10. I like to think that there are kids. We enjoy traveling. We enjoy going on mission trips, especially to Honduras. We've been there a couple of times where we get to work at an orphanage with kids. Thankfully, they know some English and we know some Spanish, so we're able to communicate, and it's a great time every time we go down there. I love being outdoors. I love fishing and hunting when I can. If it has to do with being outdoors and doing something outdoors, I'm there. Right now, I work at a small company, manufacturing company, doing drafting and design. So I'm not an engineer, but I work with engineers and I do engineering type stuff. So with that said, you may be wondering, why would I leave a decent career field to pursue education? Well, that's actually a good question. Since I was a kid, I wanted to be in the education field, and I truly felt that was my calling, but I kind of just kept pushing it away. After high school, I attended Spalding University for a year, where my original major was learning and behavior disorders, but I didn't like college, and I was working at UPS, and I absolutely hated it. So I went, the following year I went to ECTC and got my associates in drafting and design. At this time, I'm still thinking about teaching, still kind of felt this on my heart to pursue education, but I didn't want to have to work full time and do my student teaching. So I just went for a simple management degree at WKU, and I graduated in 2019. Well, as I went through that program, I continued just to, as I've said, felt this calling to just pursue education. So I did some research and I found the Masters of Arts in Special Education program at Campbellsville. And I enrolled there, and I'm currently enrolled there, and I hope to graduate in October 2021. So why special education? Well, my parents did foster care growing up, so we had a lot of kids coming in and out of the house, and 99% of these kids had some type of learning disability. When I was younger at first, it was different. I don't know if you could say that I liked it, because I really didn't enjoy it. But as I got older, I just realized how much these kids needed somebody, and that even though they had a learning disability, they weren't too different than any of us. They just required different ways of learning. And whether that be in school or life skills, no matter what they were learning, they required a different way of being taught. So I decided, when I got to high school, I decided, I do want to go into special education if I ever go into education. So here we are. I'm going for my master's in special education, and I guess just one thing that I really hope to to be, when my career's all said and done, is just a great role model and leader towards these students. To not only the students who require special education services, but to all students in all types of classes or schools. And that's one of the best ways that I feel like I can give to a community, and that's preparing today's youth to be leaders of tomorrow. And that's why I chose to apply for the academy, actually. And I understand that most of these students aren't well behaved and they don't show the most respect for their authorities, and I know there will be challenges. But despite these challenges, I hope that I can create a classroom environment that makes learning fun and enjoyable. And I want to help these students to carve a better path for their future by giving them the guidance, encouragement, and appreciation that they need. My ultimate goal someday is to be a school counselor. I have a huge heart for others, especially teenagers, because it can be such a vulnerable time of their lives. But until then, I want to teach students who will learn a little differently than others with creativity and encouragement. So I truly look forward to working with each and every one of you, and I hope that someday soon we'll get to collaborate with you all. All right, thank you, and God bless.